Hi, I'm Greg Malouf from Momo restaurant in Melbourne and welcome to the Essential Ingredient Cooking School. Today I'm cooking a lamb kifta tagine with eggs and artichokes. So firstly I've added some olive oil, onions and garlic, and we need to get a little bit of heat through the onions and garlic. Then after that there were the spices that we used. Now all these ingredients have been weighed out. Now after the spices that were added there was cumin, coriander, there was a little bit of cayenne pepper and saffron. I added some tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, and also some chicken stock. And there's also green chillies through that for a little bit more heat. A couple of sticks. We're bringing that to the boil, and this has been cooking now for about 20 minutes or so. And I'm going to start to add some preserved lemons. Preserved lemons or limes can be quite potent, so a little bit goes a long way. So we need to wash this firstly and take all the flesh out and just dice the skin. So you need to use preserved lemons and limes with a little bit of restraint. Now I'm only going to start off with a few that, as I was saying before, a little bit goes a long way. Now I haven't seasoned, I haven't put any salt into this as yet, because I know that there's going to be a little bit of salt coming out of the lemon, but we'll just let that cook away gently for another 5 minutes or so. And as that's cooking away, we'll start to cook the kifta meatballs. The kifta balls are quite easy to make. It's ground minced or minced lamb with diced onions. There's parsley, freshly shredded parsley, dried mint. There's also a little bit of extra virgin oil and some cayenne pepper. Now when we make the balls, we need to get our hands a little bit moist or wet, and we scoop out probably enough to look like a little golf ball. And we're just slapping it and trying to bash out all the air, and so we need to make these nice and smooth as well. And we'll add our little kifta balls. That looks lovely. We've got some nice colour on the kifta balls. We don't worry about it not being cooked in the middle, because we're going to cook it. The kifta balls get spooned into the sauce, and it'll be cooked in the sauce in the oven. Now comes the moment of building the tagine. Pour the tomato base into the tagine, and then we're just going to place these lovely kifta balls around at random. Artichokes. We need to crack some eggs on top. You usually do 1 egg per person, but if you're Lebanese, you'll be doing 2. Another important thing is try not break the yolks. It's just for a visual effect. And also, if you do break the yolks, they'll cook a lot quicker, and there's nothing worse than, overcooked or dried eggs. One final thing, before it goes into the oven, we need to crumble some goat's cheese on top. And that'll just melt beautifully around the eggs and the kifta. It's really important that the sauce is very hot, because it's going to take a while for the heat to get through, to penetrate the lid. But at the moment it's looking pretty handsome, so we'll just put the lid on top, and we're going to place it in the oven. The oven's at around 170 degrees, and that's going to take at least 20 minutes. It might take a little longer. Now I think it's time to take the tagine out. Now be careful, it is extremely hot, so... Oh, that does smell beautiful. You can see that the eggs are just cooked. The yolks are still quite runny, and that's exactly what we need. Now shredding parsley, shredding any herbs is always done, well with me, at the very last minute. We want to keep the freshness of the herbs. We're almost finished, but this is smelling really beautiful. I can smell the fresh herbs mixed with all the other wonderful aromas. So All we need to do now is just spoon on some extra virgin olive oil, and you be quite generous with this. And here we have lamb kifta tagine with eggs and artichokes. And my essential ingredient is preserved limes or lemons. These in particular are being preserved in honey and salt. Now they're such an essential ingredient in North Africa. They impart such beautiful flavours, beautiful citrus flavours in not only tagines but in soups, in sauces, even in salads. Please don't be tempted to use the syrup in the preserved lemons because it is incredibly salty.